So I am currently modeling this BMW M3 E30 as a community event on my Discord server for reaching 500 members. So the task is really simple. Everyone has to create the same base car, and after this everyone needs to go ahead and add in some custom tuning. So before we can go ahead and add in the tuning to the car, you of course need to go ahead and model the base car, and it's exactly what we're going to do in this video. So the first thing that I have done was to set up the car blueprints. Then I have organized the workspace by renaming the collection where the blueprints are to blueprints, and I have added in a new collection for the car. After this I could go ahead and start to model the car, and I started the car off with only one single vertex, and after I have extruded the vertex to the right side, I could go ahead and extrude it all the way to the end of the hood to the front bumper. Then I created the way of vertices back to the middle of the car, and then I could already go ahead and start to fill in the first faces. And by adding in some more loop cuts, I could go ahead and finish off the hood by creating quads only. After finishing off the hood, I already went ahead and created the first material, so I could go ahead and model the car in the material preview mode. Then I shared the first picture inside of my Discord server, and just like I said at the beginning of the video, that this is a community event which is hosted currently on my Discord server. So if you're interested in the event itself, then go ahead and join the Discord server, as you are really welcome to join this event. So back at the base model of the BMW, I started to work on the front fender of the car, and to create this white part at the front fender, I need to go ahead and add in a triangle at the beginning as well as at the end, but on a low poly model it is not a problem to create some triangles. And in this area right here, for example, I even went ahead and created two triangles instead of one quad, as one quad would have looked way weirder than two triangles. And before I filled in any more faces, I first recreated the front wheel arch, and then I continued to work on the headlights area of this car. Then with having enough vertices, I could go ahead and fill in the faces, and I tried to do it with quads only. And to do it with quads only, I needed to go ahead and rework some of the front parts right here. And after finishing off the front of the car, I went straight ahead into creating the side of the car by extruding this vertices back to the end of the front door. The rest of the door was quite easy to recreate, so I could go ahead and start to work on the back fender of the car. And the first part that I recreated at the back fender is again this right part, which I have already recreated at the front with the triangles at the beginning and at the end, and I did the same thing at the back of the car as well. Then I decided to create the back wheel arch, and in this case I made it look really low poly, not like on the RS7 model, which I have recreated in one of my last videos. At a point around here I always start to create the roof of the car, as I need the vertices from the back of the roof so I can go ahead and finish off the back of the car. So after creating the A pillar, I extruded this vertex back all the way to the C pillar and aligned the vertices to the blueprint line. As the next step, I extruded off the vertices to the complete middle of the car and aligned the vertices to create the rounding of the roof. And now after creating the roof, I could go ahead and connect the roof to the back fender of the car. And after creating the C pillar, I could start to work on the trunk of the car, and this was quite an easy part as the trunk was almost completely flat. And before I went ahead and created the spoiler of the car, I first recreated the back bumper. To recreate the license plate area, I first created a face and then inserted it. Then I deleted the edge on the right side at the mirror modifier, as I could not go ahead and use B for boundary because I had also a loose edge at the left side of the license plate area. And I finished off the back bumper by scaling it down and working with the active element. Then I wanted to finish off the back bumper by cutting out the area for the exhaust, but because of the mirror modifier, the hole of course would be at the left and at the right side, which by taking a look at the reference image is of course not correct, so I have again redone this. And as the back of the car at this point is finished, before we can go ahead and apply the mirror modifier, I started to work on the side of the car by creating the side fender, and then continued with the last car body part, which is the front bumper. And although the bumper looks really complicated to recreate, it was actually quite easy to do by working with an active element and scaling it down on the Y and X axis. To create the area for this indicator right here, I've took this face right here and have inserted it to the size of the front indicator. And to create the black stripes on the front bumper, I've just took some of the faces and have inserted them in just a little bit, and then took the edges and slided them up with double G. Then with the pivot point at the medium point, I could go ahead and extrude these faces in just a little bit, and separated the extruded faces into a new object by pressing P and clicking on selection. And for the air intake at the front right here, I have repeated the same method which we have already done for the indicator, so I just took the faces and extruded them in. I added in a bevel to make this look a little bit smoother and filled in the face at the back. After this, I started to work on the side of the car by creating the black frame for the side windows. I recreated the B pillar and moved it in just a little bit. Then I duplicated off the outline vertices from the black frame so I could go ahead and recreate the side window. After doing the side windows, I of course went ahead and created the windshield by first creating the black frame, and after this the windshield itself. Then I added in a new cube to the scene so I could go ahead and model the antenna out of it. And it's crazy to think about it that not that many time ago every single car had one of these things at the top of the car, and now the antennas got replaced by a way smaller shark tail looking thing. Then I went back to the front of the car and first created the front indicator, and I also recreated these things right here for the fluid for the windshield wipers. Then I went straight ahead into creating the iconic BMW grille. And with all of the materials inside of the scene, this is already looking really good. To create the headlights, I first created 2 cylinders to the place where I need to add in the headlights, and then I used the boolean modifier to cut the cylinders out of the face behind this so I could go ahead and create the room for the headlight itself. Then with a new downscaled cube, I started to create this detail at the front grille right here, and I of course also recreated the horizontal ones at the right side. And by using one more boolean modifier, I could easily go ahead and cut out the space for the headlights. And at this point right here, the front of the car looks almost finished. To add in some more detail to this model right here, I wanted to recreate the BMW logo, and because I have used a mirrored reference image, I have first recreated it wrong, and I have only noticed this after one of my best members in the Discord server has pointed this out. So before I fixed the BMW badge, I first created a license plate at the front, and then by using the knife tool I have recreated this area for the door handle right here, and I did recreate the cylinder for the key at this point right here by adding in one more circle to the scene. Then I went straight ahead and fixed the BMW badge by changing the colors. And then I started to work on the spoiler of the car, and actually it wasn't that easy to recreate this one right here, but after struggling for a bit, I think that the spoiler came out looking really good at the end. And then I duplicated the BMW badge from the front and rotated it so I could go ahead and place it to the back at the trunk. One of the parts that were still missing at the back were the taillights, so I went ahead and started to work on the taillights. And in my opinion, creating old headlights is way harder than just creating some LED headlights from newer cars, as I have spent a lot of time creating the taillights, but at least they came out looking really good at the end. Then I have also duplicated the license plate from the front and have placed it to the back. Then I fixed some normals of the faces that were inverted incorrectly. Then at this point I have noticed that I still need to go ahead and create a black stripe to the back bumper, so I did it the same way as I also did it at the front bumper. And then I created the back window with the black frame. To create the exhaust at the back bumper, I still first need to go ahead and create the complete car body, so I can go ahead and enable the mirror modifier. And for this I first created the side mirror, and then I added in the car panel gaps. And after this I was completely finished with the car body, so I could go ahead and enable the mirror modifier. Then with one more boolean modifier I have cut out this area right here for the exhaust, and after this of course have added in the exhaust itself. And after finishing off the exhaust area I also recreated this thing right here, of which I'm not exactly sure for what it is. And after creating the underbody of the car, I went ahead into creating the last missing part of this model right here, which would be the rim and the tire. So I first recreated one segment of the rim, and then I could go ahead and rotate it all along the middle point. I created a basic tire, a basic brake disc, and I have imported an already existing brake caliper model. I have also added in the BMW badge to the tire, and after duplicating the wheel 3 times to have 4 wheels, I have rendered out this car, and you can see the final result right here. But as I have said at the beginning of the video, that the event is about creating this BMW with some custom tuning, this is just the first part of modeling this car, as in the next video we will go ahead and create the custom tuning for this car. So if you don't want to miss this video, then go ahead and make sure to subscribe to this channel. Also go ahead and make sure that you go ahead and join the Discord server so that you do not miss any upcoming events. And if you're at this point interested in how to create a low poly car completely step by step, I have created a complete step-by-step course where we have modeled this BMW from the complete beginning to the final render. So if you want to learn how to create a low poly car, this would be the most efficient way to do this. You can go ahead and get the access with the first link in my description. Now my kings and queens, I wish you all the best for the future, and we will see us in the next video.